Andy here, and I'm here to bring you all things mundane and makeup related. If that's your vibe, I'd love it if you'd subscribe to be part of my little slice of the internet. And in today's video, we have an unboxing today. This is Pretty Evil Cosmetics, and it is their collab with Ice Nine Kills, which, if you didn't know, is my favorite band. So I had to pick this up, and I got the palette and one of the lipsticks. They came out with a palette, 3 liquid lipsticks, and an eyeliner. So we're going to talk all of the details. We're going to swatch these products. We're going to put these on. So if you want to see all of those juicy details on what is in this package, then let's go ahead and just get on into it. Okay, so I have not even opened this yet. This is how the box came. This is their logo. Like I said, this is Pretty Evil Cosmetics. But when you open up the box, this is what she looks like. All I've done is read this little card, so Pretty Evil. Okay, I didn't know that. Spencer signed this, so I'm keeping this forever. Ha. 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 Okay, so I have a 9 right here for Ice Nine Kills. They're my favorite band. I want to go to an Ice Nine Kills concert so bad. I could cry right now that this is signed. But it says, Pretty Evil, my homicidal, and that's crossed out, humblest gratitude to you. Among the first to embrace Pretty Evil. Tag us on Instagram and TikTok so I can see all of your looks that kill. Remember, beauty is in the eye of the beheader. Spencer, Pretty Evil. I could die. I can't wait to show Ian this because I didn't look at the back of the card. So we have black tissue paper, which we love. And then we have the palette comes in tissue paper, and then we have the lipstick. So, what came in the whole bundle, you might ask? So, first we can talk about the things that I did not get, so I did pick up one of the lipsticks. So this is in the shade Black Mass, which is a black lipstick. They also had Bloodstain, which was a dark, like a burgundy red, and they had Scarlet Sin, which was a bright red. I don't wear red lipstick. If you are not new here, you know that red is just, the couple reds that I do have barely get used. So I just didn't see the point in buying all 3. They're $16 a piece per lipstick, which I don't think is bad. Do you tell me how much is in here? I'll read that to you in a second. That's funny. I'm sure I could go on here and tell you, but these are $16 each, or you can buy the Till Death liquid lipstick bundle for $40. But this says, beauty is in the eye of the beheader, and nothing looks better than Pretty Evil's highly pigmented liquid lipstick. With hints of vanilla and adrenaline. It's vegan, never tested on animals, peg-free, long-lasting, and perfect for evenings filled with Estee Slaughter. I don't want to rip this packaging. This is why I need tweezers at my desk. Haha, I got the bottom open. So, this is what she looks like. It's lightweight, it's plastic packaging, but I do not care. So hints of vanilla. Oh, vanilla cupcakes, not hints of vanilla cupcakes. We're gonna swatch this because I want to see the dry down and the lasting power because we're not gonna put this on until the end. I just have a lip balm on currently, but looks nice. It's opaque. I'm happy with that. So there's the lipstick. There was also a eyeliner, which was called the Dye Liner. Love that. It was also $16, but it was just a black gel pencil. I do not use black liner, and I actually just got one from Influencer that we'll be using today that I got from Prada. So I definitely did not need another black gel pencil, but I'm very excited to try this. So we'll be trying this today, which is new. And then I also got from Influencer the Prada mascara, which this is textured, and I love that. And this has such a unique wand because there are no bristles on one side. So I'm very excited to give these a try once we get to that point in the look. But the palette. So, of course, I had to get the palette. This is the Horrorwood palette, and if you know, you know. I'm trying to be nice to the packaging here. This retailed for $42 for the palette. Okay, it also came bubble wrapped. So, love to see that. Yup, Pretty Evil X Ice 9 Kills presents Welcome to Horrorwood. Had to. Let me know, do you listen to Ice 9 Kills? Do you like their music? I love the theatrics because horror movies are my thing. Horror movies are their thing. So, I have to love them. Psychos only for the most skull-crushing, razor-splitting, debauchery-ridden music of all time. No one 3 and under admitted. Ooh! And there's a face on the back. There's the mask. Okay. This is made in the USA, so that's cool. It's a heavy palette. So we have a giant mirror. Come on. That was a good one. So we have a giant mirror. It says, "Are you misunderstood? Are you more bad than good?" So we have a little bit of shadow that kind of got misplaced, but that's okay. This is the color story of the palette. I'm really loving this orange, which is why I went for a more neutral face, because I just didn't know what I was going to want to do. But we're first going to swatch the palette. Also, if you wanted to get the whole collection bundle, the palette, all 3 liquid lips, and the liner, that's $90. Which, trust me, I thought about it. I very much thought about it. So, we have, and let me click into the palette so I can tell you what the shades are, because it does give us a description of the shades, which I love. So, we have Broken Bones, which is a matte, soft gray. These are very soft. Then we have Dust. Well, here's Broken Bones. I guess I should show you these one by one. Ooh. That's nice. Then we have Dust to Dust, which is a matte, soft brown. I like the tone of that. That's pretty. That is very pretty. Then we have Horrorwood, which is a shimmer muted gold. Ooh, that was silky. And I like that it's like an antique-y gold. It's not bright. Ooh. Because I'm, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, I'm particular about my gold shades. So, but that's pretty. Then we have a Gray Mistake, which is a true gray matte. nice and concrete. And then the last shade on this top row, we have Caution Tape, which is a matte muted mustard yellow, which this shade is gorgeous. These mattes are pigmented and they're nice. So it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4 shimmers, I think, maybe 5. Just me guessing by looking at the palette. So now starting with row 2, we have Coffin, which is a matte soft chocolate brown. So a warmer brown. Much warmer compared to this brown, but I like it. It does give milk chocolate vibes, so I like that their descriptions are true. We have Silver Scream, which is a shimmer, and it's just a metallic silver. It's more of like a gunmetal, and I like that. Ooh, I like this shimmer formula because it's more on the sheer side. That's interesting. It's sheer, but not like toppery sheer. We have Blunt Force, which is a matte deep black. So now let's see. That do look black. It's black. It's not gray, it's black. We appreciate that. That'll probably be used in today's look, just because I'm going to be using the black pencil and I'm going to really try to smoke out a look. I'm going to do a black lip. And then we have Chianti, which is a shimmer, a metallic red wine. Isn't Chianti a red wine? If I'm not mistaken. Ooh. That's so pretty. That one gives more satin vibes than the other two shimmers, but shimmer, muted gold, shimmer, metallic silver, shimmer, metallic red wine. So the gold is the only one that's said shimmer. The other two are metallics, but interesting. And the last shade on row 2 is Bloodlust, which is a matte muted brick red. Oh, it is muted. Okay. I actually really like that. That's a nice red. It looks slightly patchy in the camera, but it doesn't in person. That's really pretty. So then for row 3, oh, and then they give us how to use, so we'll look at that in 2 seconds. We have Love Bites, which is a matte muted orange with brown red tones. Ooh. Oh, that's beautiful. That's giving gorgeous pumpkin. And we'll talk about the black lipstick. We're gonna try to mess that black lipstick up. It does look like it feathered just a hair into my lines, but it dried down nicely. Next, we have Room 237, which is a shimmer. It's a muted metallic green. Ooh. Okay. That's an interesting shade. And next we have Axe to Grind, which is a metallic gunmetal shimmer. This one's got a little bit of texture. So this is giving sequin, matte with glitter. And that's how it feels too. It's a black with silver, which is how we get that gunmetal. Because personally, I think the silver looks more like gunmetal, but to each their own. That's the only shade that had Kick Up as well. Then we have Wood Chipper, which is a matte chocolate. So we got an even darker brown. But I like that all the browns are different. So I do appreciate that. And last but not least, we have Rigor Mortis. And that is a matte muted purple blue. pretty bright. I feel like that shade's a little out of place. Because, like, the green even feels more a part of the palette. Those last 3 shades had kick up. Everything else didn't. But that shade really just, if we cover that up, I feel like it's a more cohesive palette. But, you know, to each their own. But it gives us how to use, and there are 7 steps here on how to use. Pick up eyeshadow with your favorite brush and tap off excess. Apply on eyelid, along lash line, or lower lash to achieve your desired look. Application tips and tricks. Prime your lids. So, here, let me get out brushes. I don't even know what look we're gonna do, but I can do what they're asking. So prime your lids. Start with an eyeshadow primer to create a base for eyeshadow longevity. Currently, I'm using this Julep Eyeshadow 101 eye primer. I do not like it. It isn't bad, but you don't get a lot on this little doe foot. And you have to dip into this primer a whole bunch of times. And I just wouldn't purchase this primer again. But it doesn't, like, do anything bad for the eyeshadow. It doesn't make them crease. It doesn't do anything wonky on the eye. Like, it's a great actual primer. It's just the mechanism. I would have preferred for that kind of primer a squeezy tube. I feel like it would have worked better. While we're letting that sit, let's mess with this black lipstick. Oh, she's thick. And it's not really moving, but it is transferring. So we'll take that with what we will. But now, tap off excess powder from your brush before applying to avoid fallout. I'm thinking we're going to do a more gray, silver, and black look. So I'm going to start off with, because it says tap off for excess. So we're going to start with Broken Bones. And I'm going to use that as my first shade. The next tip is layer and build. Start with a light layer and build color gradually to reach the desired effect. 100%, because you can always add more shadow, but you can't really take shadow away once it's on your eyeball. Which is why I personally start light to dark. I know there's people who do dark to light. It just really depends on your desired effect, what you're doing, and all of that. So I'm putting this shade all the way up to my brow, above my crease, as my, like, transition shade. It also says blend well. Blend the edges with a clean, fluffy brush for a seamless finish that will reduce harsh lines. That is also true. Big facts. So now we're going to go into a gray mistake, which is that darker gray. And then I'm putting in my actual crease. And just kind of fluffing up. There is kick up in the pans, so if you don't like that, that might piss you off, but I don't care personally. And then I'm going to start with a little bit of blunt force, because I don't know how good the black is going to blend. So I'm going to start with, again, just a little. I'm going to take a fluffy brush and just blend the black. Because I can always just take a tiny dip. I like that the black is blendable, but it is still pigmented because blacks can be very scary for a lot of people, me included. Black eyeshadow is spooky. Where's my little brush? Where'd my little brush go? Excuse you. Thank you. My lower lash line brush. I'm gonna take a little bit of axe to grind because it is a sequin. And I'm just gonna help deepen that black, but also add just a little bit of that shimmer. Ow. Don't stab yourself in the eye. That's a helpful tip too. It's a very helpful tip, is please don't stab yourself in the eye. That's not the one I used. So the next tip is apply shimmer shades with your finger, which I love that that's what they're recommending. Use a clean drying finger and apply in dabbing motions to the lid to build up the intensity of the pearls. You can also use setting spray on a clean brush for a dewy finish, which is fantastic. And then it gives a option to use the eyeshadow as eyeliner, which is great for the black. And then it says to set it with the dye liner, which we're going to set it with this. So give me 2 seconds to let my eye stop freaking out, and we'll get there. All right, so I'm going to take a little bit of blunt force on the lower lash line. And then I'm just going to smoke that out with a little bit of gray mistake. I also pulled up the description of the lipstick, and we can talk about it because there's a whole to do on the lipstick as well. So, lips. Are we going to do shimmer first and then eyeliner? Yeah, that's fine. So, shimmer. Going in with NYX glitter glue, as I always do. You can use whatever shimmer primer you use, if you use any, because you don't have to. I just always do. Also, random rant and pet peeve. I hate that you can't find NYX glitter glue at Walmart, but you can find every other NYX product there. That makes me viscerally angry. Because what do you mean I have to make an Ulta order or an Amazon order to get the glitter glue? But I can buy every other NYX product imaginable at the Walmart. That is stupid, and I don't like it. So for shimmer, I'm going to take... So on my finger, I'm going to take a little bit of axe to grind, which is that sequin, just to further get that little bit of sparkle on the edge there. Ooh. And then I'm going to go in with... I'm going to take Silver Screen. I think we're just going to do the silver, because then if I want to add a single shadow on my inner corner, I'll do that after the fact. Which I'm gonna, because this is dark. Oh, but it's so pretty. That's gorgeous. I do wish there was a brighter, like, inner corner highlighting shade, because now I have to find something. Do I want to do silver? What shift do you have? I don't remember. I think you shift blue, so let's just go with this, because I know that this is just an icy blue silver. This is ColourPop's on a Whimsy that I'm just gonna put a little bit on my inner corner there. Yeah, because I need that little bit of brightness. Especially because we're going to do a black eyeliner, and I don't normally do that. So, like I said, this is the Prada Durable Gliding Eye Pencil. I have the shade 1 Nero, which is the black shade. So let's give her a swatch. Beautiful gel pencil. I'm going to wipe that off immediately. So I'm first going to put that in the waterline. Wow, that was smooth. And then I'm also going to put some just on the top line there. And then I'm going to take a brush and just kind of feather that's not doing the job like I want it to. Here, maybe this one will. I never know what brushes to use to smudge eyeliner with. But it seems to be doing good enough, I suppose. Definitely don't hate it. So, just gave that extra vavoom. So, before I go in with mascara, because I'm going to give my eye a minute, I definitely prefer it as a gel pencil on the waterline, because I don't like gel pencils on my upper lash line, but it wasn't bad. The lipstick. So it says, introducing our full pigment liquid lipstick made for those who aren't afraid to stand out. This unisex formula delivers a bold, captivating color that lasts all day and night through every adventure and performance. It goes on as a smooth liquid and dries to a gorgeous matte finish. So it says, full coverage, matte finish, durable wear, minimal transfer. This shade is pure black. How to use: shake well, which is why I'm shaking it. Apply a thin, even layer of product to bare lips. So I've already wiped the product off my lips. We also gave that a minute. I have cat fuzzies. I need a lint roller is what I need, because I own so many black clothing, so much black clothing, but having a long-haired cat, that's just not a good time. Allow to dry for 2 minutes, but in application tips and tricks, it says start with exfoliating your lips, which if you're going to wear a liquid lipstick, that's the thing you should do. I don't currently have a lip exfoliator, so that is just it. Keep lips hydrated before use. Apply a lip balm, let it fully absorb, remove the excess product. Apply a lip mask at night while you sleep, which I do that. So I just wipe that lip balm off. We're good on that. Apply a thin, even layer starting at the center of your lips and smoothing out towards the corners. Use a precision tip to define outer edges as needed. Allow to fully dry for 5 minutes. Avoid rubbing, smacking lips, or touching while drying. After that, gently blot with a tissue to remove excess product. And it's meant to last. To help remove it, use coconut oil, olive oil, micellar water, or a makeup remover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to do my other eye. I'm going to apply this because for 5 minutes I can't talk or do anything. So I'm going to apply this. When I come back, I will have this on. I can talk about how this went, putting this on. And we can just talk about the products as a whole. So for you guys, it'll be just a second. For me, it's going to be a hot minute. But I will be right back. All right. So look is done. And I have thoughts and opinions. We're going to first talk about the Prada stuff because that's the least exciting. I like this. It's going to be a waterline pencil for me. It did smudge out okay. I don't hate how it smudged out, but that's just not my preferred method of eyeliner, especially a pencil. I barely use liquid liner on my upper lash line. It's not how I'm going to use a gel pencil. But in the waterline, like, it's in there. It stuck. It stayed. It was nice and creamy. It was soft. Very, very nice. Prada is expensive. So, like, I don't know if you need to go out of your way and buy a black eyeliner. But, you know, it is nice. I did enjoy that. The mascara. So, there are no bristles on the one side and bristles on the other. And I don't understand the point in that. I don't know if the no bristle side is supposed to just help lift, which is kind of what I used it for, but it was nice. It combed through the lashes nice. It gave me a lot of lift and volume. We'll see how easy this is to come off at the end of the night. That's really what I take into account, because mascara is mascara. Like, made my lashes black and it gave them some lift. So, like, that was nice if that's what you're looking for. I think it did give them just a hint of curl. But yeah, my biggest thing is we'll see how easy it is to take off. But now into the actual reason we're here. First, let's talk about the palette. We'll save the lipstick for last. I adore this. The shades that I used were beautiful and stunning. My only complaint is that I wish there was an inner corner highlighting shade of some sort, because this is a dark palette. But at the same time, I have single shadows galore. So I don't care. The dark palette suits the collab, and I am so happy with the color story. I do think, like I said, that this purple, this purpley blue, does feel out of place. Everything else, totally get, and like, I get the shade. I do, but everything else is absolutely stunning and gorgeous. The palette is heavy. It's beautiful. The theming is great. I'm actually kind of sad I didn't get the whole collection out just because of how good the theming is. And I kind of want that, like, dark burgundy liquid lip now, knowing how nice this is. So I did do just one thin layer. I did mess up just a hint there, but I don't care. It's not sticky. It is sticky as it's drying. You really need to not let your lips touch. But now that it's dry, I don't feel like there's anything on my lips at all. Kiss test, there's nothing there. That's from the original swatch that I still can't get off. That's gonna have to come off when I take my makeup off at the end of the night. Again, we'll see how well my makeup cleansing balm can get this off. But I am very excited. I do not own a black liquid lipstick. So that's another reason I purchased this and not any of the other two colors, because I don't wear reds like that, but I didn't own a black liquid lip and I've been wanting to get one again anyway. So I'm very happy with the black lip. I think the look came out beautifully. I definitely need to play around with the palette more because yes, but let me know, what did you think of this? I would love to hear your thoughts, your opinions, everything. If you have never listened to Ice Nine Kills, I would love for you to go peruse and find a song that you like. Their songs are based off horror movies, so if you have a favorite horror movie, they have Chucky, they have It, they have almost anybody you can imagine. Their newest one was based off Terrifier, but their music videos, you need to watch the music video with the song, because otherwise it's just not the same. Because their music videos are a theatrical piece. They do all go together. It is a whole to-do. I highly recommend the Silver Scream album. It is fantastic. Welcome to Horrorwood is a great piece, great song. Just, if you have not listened, if you have not partaken in their... It's almost its own genre to me at this point. Because it's like, it's screamo, it's punk music... They're angsty. I love Spencer so much. But it's the horror movie element that gets me. It's the music videos that tie it in for me, because it's not just a music video. Like, they have little extra videos that tie things in. I love Ice Nine Kills so much. I have never wanted to go to a concert more badly than I want to go to an Ice Nine Kills concert, because I've never been to a concert. That's a thing we could talk about. I've only ever been to one, and it was a concert, but to me it was more of a theatrical performance. It was the Blue Man Group. And yes, they are a band, but it's not a concert like when you think of a concert. Like, Ian's seen so many bands. He's been to like Lollapalooza and stuff like that, which that's crazy. I don't think I could do like a days long concert thing, but like, he's even just been to, like, he went and saw Avenged Sevenfold, and he went and saw stuff like that. And yeah, seeing the Blue Man Group was such an amazingly cool experience. I was in 6th grade. We went for a band field trip. And I went with my mom, and it's an experience that, like, I'll never forget, and I'll always have that. But to me, again, I always think of that more as a theatrical experience more than a concert. Like, yes, they played music, but it was, you know, it's more of a whole to-do. I want to go to an Ice Nine Kills concert so bad. But yes, if you have never partaken in their music, and you do after watching this video, please leave me a comment and let me know what you think. Even if you don't like it, that's totally okay. But let me know, what did you think of this makeup? I would love to know that. I had never heard of this brand, Pretty Evil, before this. It popped up on my Facebook. And I was like, huh. Okay, and they've done one other collab before this. Let me see. Let me see if I can remember who it was. I just closed out of it. But they had one other collab on here. On their cosmetics. They have hair bundles, skincare coming soon. They have fashion coming soon. So, like, Pretty Evil Cosmetics is going to be doing a whole thing. So, let me see. Yeah, who did you have before? Bundles. Okay, those are your bundles. Shop by type, cosmetics. Because I think you had a thing before Ice Nine Kills. No, Ice Nine Kills is their first cosmetic. Okay, I thought I saw that they had somebody else. But no, Ice Nine Kills is their first one, but it looks like they have hair care. They do currently have one hair care item. It's the Grim Grip Pomade for $22. Ooh. That's cool, and it's in red. So it's a clear pomade, it's just the container's red. That's cool. But yeah, they will be getting accessories, skincare, and fashion all coming soon to their website. So I think that that's really, really awesome. But yeah, that is going to do it for this unboxing, try on, and everything. I appreciate you guys being here with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.